everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how to make the Coastal Stripes crochet kitchen towel pattern. This is a beginner friendly pattern. I have been wanting to do something with this stitch for over a year. I've had it in my little kind of notebook of stitches I want to make something with, and I really have been on a coastal kick lately. If you've seen my marketing images, you see a lot of coastal. So I'm doing navy and white, and the color we're making, the third color, will be this kind of gold medium brown mid-tone, and also this will show up on camera, whereas white and navy absolutely do not. Do not be afraid of navy yarn. I'm going to highly recommend one of these neck lamps. Of course you can work next to a window, but a lot of us like to crochet in the evening when there's no daylight. So these work great. This was on my list of gifts for crocheters this past Christmas 2023 gift guide, and you can see here the little switches, they just turn on. Just click both sides. There's 3 brightness settings, and look how easily you can just whip right through that dark yarn. It's really great. They're inexpensive. All right, so let's get started. You can make any size you like in my written pattern. The written pattern is free, and there's a paid PDF pattern, and they will both be linked below. Also, I will link the neck lamp below. But my pattern is going to say start with 53. This needs an odd number of stitches to get the pattern to work. And really you should do a foundation crochet, and if you're not comfortable with that, we're going to do it together, and maybe this will be the time you learn it. It took me a while to get comfortable with it, and I crochet, of course, all the time. So I've started by chaining 2. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook and a standard category for yarn, cotton yarn. And my favorite is, I love this cotton because I really do love this cotton yarn. And the 5.5 millimeter gives it this gorgeous soft drape. All right, so I've chained my 2. And so you've got your 2 stitches facing up, turn backwards and find the first back bump, which is right here. Let's look more closely. You can see there's 1, there's 2. So we'll go to the second, which, well, actually it's the first, but when I just counted, that was the second one. I'm gonna get my hook in there. Pull through, keep your stitches loose. Pull through 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 1. Now that has created our stitch we're going to work into next. Yarn over, pull through 2. Look up, find that V. You can see it right here. Oops. Right there. Put my hook in. Both loops on hook. Make sure you can see them. Yarn over, pull up, nice and loose, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Oops, a little slippery there. Pull through 2. Go back, find the V, there it is, easy to see. The hook in there, yarn over, pull through, nice and loose. Pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Back into the V. Make sure I didn't get too much in there, too many yarn. There we go. Pull through 1, pull up, pull through 1, pull through 2. Again, find the V, my stitch, there on the hook, pull up, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so you make your 53 or however many you would like to make, and I will meet you back, and then we will start the single crochet mesh stitch. I have too much yarn on that. No, I keep picking up There we go. Through one, loose, through one, pull through two. When we come back around, it'll be this way. When we come back to do this, working back this way, you see how easy those V's are to see? And then the tail, you'll see this is the bottom of the piece, so we flip it this way when we're working back. All right, I've got my odd number of foundation single crochet. I'm going to turn my work, so it should be facing, again, just a reminder, upwards, meaning that tail, that starting tail, is down here. So we'll be working up here. Now the reason we do the foundation crochet for this project is towels, if you just start with a single crochet and then do your work, they can kind of flare out a little bit at the ends. And doing it with the foundation single crochet, will be more flush and straight. All right, so I'm going to chain one and then work a single crochet into my first stitch. And then the mesh portion. So mesh is always a space. It may be a chain space. It could be stitches where there's spaces in between. I'll put up some examples. I've got a couple of, maybe actually more than two, styles of mesh designs for my garments, and you can see what that looks like. Now with the chain one, we skip one and then work single crochet into the next stitch. Again, chain one, skip one. And it's not going to look very meshy because it's such a small stitch. Single crochet is so small. There I did chain one again, skip one. But you'll start to see as we work the next row across, and I'll give you some tips to make sure that you're putting your hook into the correct stitch to get the signature texture of this stitch. There we go, chain one, skip one, single crochet. I picked up too many loops on that, so I've got to watch. There we go. Chain one, skip one. And you'll do this all the way to the end, ending with a single crochet. That's why it's odd stitches. So we started with a single crochet, chain one, and we're doing that across, and that would leave us with one stitch left. So we just end with a single crochet. There I did, chain one, skip one. Chain one, skip one, single crochet. And as you go through, it's really tempting to work, just stick your hook in there, but you're going to get too much or too many loops on your hook. So look over and make sure you're just getting the V and not that strand underneath here, down here. Otherwise you'll see a bit of a gap in here. Again, chain one, skip one. Make sure I only have those two loops on the hook, that V. Pull through, chain one, skip one. It's just the setup row where you have to watch that. But very easy. Chain one, skip one. And then I'll meet you at the end of this row. I finished my row. We did chain one and turn. Notice my tail end is down here where it's supposed to be. All right, so just like we did with row one, we're going to work single crochet into the first, chain one, skip one. Now, And I always found this confusing too, so if this is you, you know, I'm your sister in crochet right now. When you look at this, because it's just a chain one space, where is the single crochet, right? It can be really easy to just sink your hook in right there. That's the chain one space, but it's not necessarily visible, you know, when your eyes are tired and you're working fast. So this is how you know where you're going to put your hook. So I've got my single crochet, I've done my chain one, it's time for the next single crochet. So you're going to look for these 2 bars right here. That's where the single crochet went into the stitch below. So you go right in between those and make your single crochet. Chain 1, find the next set of 2 bars right here. Go in and make the single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, find the 2 bars right here, single crochet, and again. Where are they? Right here. There's my chain 1 space. And this is how you get that distinct texture. So you've got to keep the single crochets all lined up. And when I come back in and do the alternating color for the stripes, you'll really be able to see it. All right, again, look for these 2 bars. They line up with the 2 bars down there. Single crochet. Let me pull a towel over so you can, again, refresh your eye. If you notice, you see all the bars are lined up. That's how we get this distinctive look. It's really pretty. All right, so I'm going to work. I have to look at the pattern. I think it's 5 rows of this. And then I bring in the alternate color. Again, the pattern is linked in the description. And then next I'm going to tell you about the giveaway and how to enter. Right, the giveaway is for the project trackers. I'll give one each of the regular print and then one of the large print. And these, you see little slides about these at the beginning of my intros for my videos. So the large print, let me keep this marked. This was when I was working on the towel. So you can see the difference between this and then the small print. Small print's still a nice size, but the large print, if you have tired eyes or your vision just responds better to these bigger prints, you might prefer that, or you might be happy with either one. So to enter, leave a comment of which size or which one you would prefer, large print, regular print, or it doesn't matter which print. You would be happy to have either one. And then the drawing I will do, I'm going to give this 90 days so enough people have time to actually see this. And then, where are we at? So let's say September 1st, I will put out a community post announcing the winners. So you'll probably want to subscribe and I should be able to tag you, and you'll have 7 days from the announcement to respond with your information so I can send it to you. And if I don't get a response, I will draw again. So I'm going to use the random comment picker on YouTube, and that will pick the winner for each. So I'll do the comment picker until one comes up for large print and one that comes up for small print, or if a person, you know, if you select either one is fine with you, then you will get one or the other. And I'm excited for you to get these because these are so wonderful to have. You will love it. Right, I've done my 5 rows. And now it's time to bring in the color for the stripe. And I'm using the traditional way of color change. So at the last stitch, I finish it with the new color. Pull this snug. It's going to get loose as you work, but for right now, it's fine. When you go back in and weave in your end, you'll tighten it up. And then now I'm leaving a long tail. And what you can do, this is up to you, but this is what I do. I'm bringing both strands, both the working yarn and the long tail through for my chain 1. Then drop back my tail, turn, go in, pull this again, and make my first stitch. Pull through all those loops. And tighten this again. Chain 1, and remember to keep that chain 1 loose. I don't know if I said it earlier, I'm going to put it in, I'll put it in as a, as a type during when you're working that row 1, because if you don't keep this chain 1 loose, it's also going to start to kind of narrow in the center. So we've got to be good with our tension. Loose, then go into that single crochet to make the next single crochet. Chain 1 loosely, go into those 2 bars for your single crochet, and here you can really see the single crochets lining up with this contrasting color. Chain 1 loose, there's my 2 bars, go in, work the stitch. Loosely chain 1, go into the single crochet, loosely chain 1 again, go into that B, and work my stitch. So your contrast rows, there are 3 of them. Go in there, single crochet. Okay, so it's 5, 3, 4, 3, and then the body. Chain 1 loose, skip 1, single crochet. That's really easy stitch. As long as you have your hook placement correct, you'll have no issues making this. It works up pretty quickly. So I'll finish working this and then I'll come back and show you how to finish it. Again, the pattern is linked below, the free version and the paid version. Don't forget to enter if you would like to win one of my project trackers. And I'll have the terms in the down in the description also, so you don't have to go back and rewatch the terms. And just remember to watch your notifications when I upload the community post announcing the winner. So it's best to subscribe so that you don't miss that. I'll tag your name, but sometimes if you're not subscribed, you don't get that notification. YouTube can be a little funny sometimes. Okay, so I've come to my last row, and I'm just going to finish by working single crochet across. That way it will look very similar to the foundation single crochet row that we started with. And I'm working into that chain 1 space. Okay, so I've come to my last row, and I'm just going to finish by working single crochet across. That way it will look very similar to the foundation single crochet row that we started with. And I'm working into that chain one space. I always block my towels just to make sure they have a nice, crisp, rectangular shape. And I don't fully wet them, but I do pin them down to my blocking mat and then mist it over with a healthy dose of water. And being that they're cotton yarn, they will dry overnight. So I'm just doing it now before bed, and it will be beautiful and smooth with a beautiful, perfect shape tomorrow when I wake up.